Okay, so welcome to Dhammaloka's Sutta exploration session. And today we're doing a Sutta, numbers 126. It's the Bhumija Sutta. Very straightforward Sutta. You have to know too much Pali for this. And as probably most people probably know by now, my approach to the Dhamma in terms of the Sutta anyway, it's mostly for inspiration, not too much for clarification. I'm not really a doubting character. I read just to fuel my practice of meditation, inspire me in the Dhamma really. And in terms of the more subtle Dhamma, I think, it has to be experienced in the mind from peace really. The thing to remember is that the Dhamma, I think, is simple, but very profound and very sublime. I think a common mistake some of us make is that because we think if something's complicated, then it must be right. We can't understand something that must be really, really profound. But I think the Dhamma, as the way I understand it, is quite simple. It's not how much you know, but it's how far it sinks in. If you penetrate the Four Noble Truths, that's all you really need. And the Four Noble Truths are very, straightforward, The truth that there's suffering, and then the cause of suffering, and that's mainly craving. And it's to understand that in terms of our own experience. What is craving? What is suffering? To know that when it comes up, to know that in the present moment. Right? To really understand. Once we penetrate through that, then we become, in the stream. Okay? So a test of wisdom is not how many books you can write, but actually how peaceful your mind is. And then that's why this path is more of an internal path. Only you yourself know how peaceful you are. We all can get up here and say very profound things, but it's only in our own mind so I know how peaceful we are. And that's why it's hard to know, who is really peaceful or not, because it's only on your own, it's only an internal thing, a solitary thing that we know. And that's why sometimes honesty, self-honesty is very important on this path. To admit that we have defilements when it comes up, but then also to get on with it. Right?
How do you see that? If you go through the whole day, you have about 30 minutes thoughts.
Uh-huh.
So, I try and remember what I thought in the morning.
Right. No, but you can reflect, before you go to bed or something, say, what things can I remember I've done today? Right? Or sometimes just reflect. The thing I reflect is that when you get angry, then okay, I'm missing the points. There's some craving somewhere here. Like get angry, get disappointed, get annoyed. It doesn't have to be very coarse, like an outright outrage or something. It could be subtle annoyances, different people, whatever. And it's okay. There's kind of little expectations that come up, how people should behave. When they don't do what you want, you get annoyed. And you realize, okay, well, it's a bit silly of me, because there's always people who do their own things. And there are always people who do annoying things. It's just the nature of social interactions. And don't get people to do exactly what you want all the time. Right, so little things like that, you say, okay, that's an expectation I have. And if you expect something from other people, then, when we take it to be truth, then we suffer, because people will disappoint us from time to time. But like I said, in the beginning, just kind of recognize it, kind of on reflections during the day. And then when your mindfulness becomes more stronger or steadier, then you can see it, faster and faster.
Okay? Is it more like a constant knowing, or is it more like at the end of the day you're remembering what you thought right?
I think initially it's more of a reflection. Okay, what did I do today? But then, as when he says, the meditation becomes deeper, then it's a knowing. Okay, this is arising. You catch it faster. Catch it at 9:40 instead of waiting until 7 o'clock at night when you get angry at 9:30. Yeah. It's more of a physical sensation. Okay. Like I was saying the other day on the Dhamma talk, that, there is a physical manifestation of all our emotional states. If you're in tune to how the body feels, then you know very quickly if you're angry or happy or anxious or nervous. Because it manifests in the body somewhere. A tightness of the shoulder, your jaw muscles, around the eyes, And once we become more sensitive, we can see it comes up right away. Uh-huh. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, whatever works, but it's true. Yeah, that's also a good, valid point. Yeah. You see, you tend towards, okay. Sometimes we get caught with, said, okay, so-and-so is doing this to me, annoying things again. Then we run away with it, and before you know, you realize, okay, you're kind of breathing very shallowly, very quickly or something. Comes up. Okay. So we're up to Sutta 126. There's interaction between Venerable Bhumija and Prince Jayasena, which the footnote says is his nephew. Okay. Okay, thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Rachagaha in the bamboo grove, the squirrel sanctuary. Then, when it was morning, the Venerable Bhumija, dressed and taking his bow and outer robe, went to the house of Prince Jayasena and sat down on a seat made ready. Then Prince Jayasena went to the Venerable Bhumija and exchanged greetings with him. When this courteous and amiable talk was finished, he sat down on one side and said to the Venerable Bhumija, Master Bhumija, there are some recluses and Brahmins who make such assertions and hold such views as this. If one makes an aspiration and one leads the holy life, one is unable to procure any fruit. One makes no aspiration and one leads the holy life, one is still unable to procure any fruit. If one both makes an aspiration and makes no aspiration, and one leads the holy life, one is still unable to procure any fruit. If one neither makes an aspiration nor makes no aspiration, and one leads the holy life, one is still unable to procure any fruit. What does the Venerable Bhumija's teacher say here? What does he declare? I think this is basically one of the 6 wrong views the Buddha said that's around as current in his time. It's a view that no matter what you do, things are predetermined. You have no influence over the course of the future. Doesn't matter what you do, things will turn out the way they are. And that's one said the wrong, it's one of the wrong views that was prevalent around the time of the Buddha. And then the Venerable Bhumija goes on to kind of tells Prince Jayasena at the law of karma that, there is results, there is conditionality. You want results, you have to put in the causes that bring about these results. Right? And the fruits of the holy life, as we'll find out later, is the Eightfold Path. You have the right view, you have the right thoughts, the right intention, and it goes all the way to right concentration. Then you can procure the fruits of the holy life. If you have wrong view to begin with, then it also conditions the Eightfold Path in the wrong way. Right? So fairly straightforward, I think. Okay. So Venerable Bhumija replies to Prince Jayasena, I have not heard and learned from the Blessed One's own lips, Prince, but it's possible that the Blessed One might say this. If one makes an aspiration and one leads the holy life unwisely, one is unable to procure any fruit. If one makes no aspiration and one leads the holy life unwisely, one is still unable to procure any fruit. When both makes an aspiration and make no aspiration, and one leads the holy life unwisely, one is still unable to procure any fruit. One neither makes an aspiration nor makes no aspiration, and one leads the holy life unwisely, one is still unable to procure any fruit.